Hello, everybody. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Oman House Live. Um, I thought a friend of mine, Lisa Watkins, and her husband were going to be here tonight. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me get this out of the gosh darn way. I'm sorry. That was the auxiliary. God, that's the auxiliary lamp light. But she was going to be here tonight, and she goes, "No, David, it's next Thursday night." And I'm like, "You mean next?" She goes, "Yeah, the 19th, not the 12th." I'm like, "Oh, okay, well, I'm going live anyways. So, how's everybody doing? Let me fix this. God, the camera stand. I don't know what it is tonight. The clamp. Yeah, that is. It's the clamp's not right. What the hell, man? What the lying of Franca? Is that better? That's not better. That's 10 times worse. So as I said, how's everybody doing? Let me catch up. Hi, Jai. I don't know. Jay. How do I pronounce your name? Every time I see it, it's like going, hi, Jay. In any event, let me catch up and see who else here. Thomas in Dallas, Dean. Hello, Dean. Hi, Evie. I'm glad you got the book. By the way, what do you think of the book? Like or not like? It's up to you. Weeze, how are you? What in the hell? What in the hell are you? What in the hell, David? What in the hell are you? Oh, where are you? I'm in the. This time I'm upstairs at the usual, which is stupid. I mean, we could have gone downstairs to the theater room and done this, and I still can. I mean, I can pick up the unplug and go straight down there. As a matter of fact, I'm plugged in, but I'm not plugged in. The power's in. It's right there running on a battery, which is stupid because if I'm in a wall socket nearby, I can just drain off the power of the house. And that way, when we walk around, we use battery for when we need it. It's not necessary to use it for here. In any event, no, I'm upstairs. This is daytime, so you get to see a little bit clearer. Yes, I can turn the lights on, or I can open up the blinds in that room so you can see a little clearer. Was that you, Red? All right, you heard it, and I heard it, and apparently Reggie heard it because he's got a dumbest look on his face, like his ears like. I'm like, oh, so that wasn't you. So he heard it too. Hi, Nancy. You like the book? Well, I'm glad to hear that, Evie. I'm doing all right. I'm working on trying to get some things going here. I like it there. You like it here? You mean like you like this, I guess, this setting instead of downstairs in the theater room? Yeah, it's the end of the day right now. It's 8. It's 10 after 8, so I'm a few minutes late. Hi, Kim. Hi, Foggy. Yeah, it's still light out. Well, you got to remember the 21st is the longest day of the year. So we've got to, as we get closer to that day, the days get longer. When we hit that day, from that day on, the daylight time gets shorter by a minute each day. That's what we're leading up to. So really, enjoy the sunlight while you can, because it's just going to diminish from next Saturday night on. It'll stop. It'll be more diminished. So yeah, tomorrow's going to be Friday the 13th. I know. I finally realized that. But then I said, so what? Why? I'm not a big fan of the Friday the 13th series. And Jason, no offense to my dear friend Kane Hoder, excuse me, who was here a few months ago with the not Make-A-Wish. It was the another foundation that does something similar to that. In any event, they were here and Kane was here. It was just funny because I saw a friend of mine, Michael Strider, with Kane, and they were taking shots of whiskey. And Kane came to the house and he was all kerfuffled because he got lost getting up here. And he says, "I want something smooth." I said, "What kind of whiskey?" It was just like immediately, "Give me this." So I gave him. So I think we had Maker's Mark, or I forgot what we had, but he had a little shot of it to help calm himself because he wanted to relax. He was so stressed at the time. What? Let me see. Hi there. Let me just do this. All right. So how many people we got on? We got 13 people. Wow, that's low. No. There you go. So I don't believe that either. Yeah, I know. Well, you understand what Friday the 13th arose from? If you guys want to hear history, I mean, I know you don't want to hear history, but I can give you a little history lesson, and it's interesting. For instance, the triangle with the 666 is the mark of the devil. That's the Roman tax stamp from the year, I think it was like 20 BC, I forgot when it was, but that's when they incorporated that symbol. And the early Christians, well, it had to be after a BC. Because, well, no, because it was the Roman tax stamp. What, you need to go out? All right, Reggie just got up and decided to walk over to me and say, I need some help. Can you take me? Can you take me? It's like, oh, hey, PJ, what's going on? But again, the interesting thing is Friday the 13th came about when the Knights Templar, you all have heard of the Knights Templar, you know, the famous group that created the banking system in old medieval times. Well, the Pope and the French king, as I understand. Wait, Reggie, come here. Before you start going and pissing around the house, I'll take you out because I know the only time you come running up to me with a pant and you're panting. Oh, he's panting. He is panting. He's telling me he's got to go. Go, hey, Audra, how are you? My oldest daughter was born on Friday. Well, there's nothing wrong with Friday the 13th, but the reason why it's construed as a bad day is because on that day, that's the day that the shit hit the fan and they put to basically, they went out and confiscated all the Knights Templars' belongings and their wealth and them, and then put them on trial and then succinctly burned them at the stake and killed them all. That's why Friday the 13th was such a bad day, because it was Friday the 13th, I think it was Friday, February 13th. I want to say like 13. Do me a favor, somebody out there, anybody that's not me, go type. Reggie, get over here quick. Ray, come here. Ray, come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. You're going outside. I'm taking you outside before you piddle in the house. Come here. We're going outside. Somebody, while I'm outside taking him for a walk, quick, right across the street, Leak, look up what the significance of Friday the 13th and the Knights Templar, and you'll find the whole history. And like I said, I'll be right back. That's your job. That's your homework. Reggie, come on. Ray, come on. I know you want to go. Ray, come on. See? Come on. There you go. Good boy. That's a boy. Yes, you can hop in the pup. I'm going to take you out so you can take care of yourself. Come on. Come on, sweetheart. Good boy. Good boy. I'll be right back, guys. Go, quick. Come on. Come on. Take out the mail. What the flying hell is the mailman supposed to do? Besides deliver the mail, he's supposed to take the outgoing mail. Isn't that a pain in the ass? We stop it. No, you stop it. No, I'm not going to. You stop it. All right. Outgoing mail. Let me see. One of these is going to Timothy Fitzpatrick. If you're happy. Jesus Christ, a goddamn ant on my freaking, another ant on my gosh darn thing on these books. There's nothing in it that you guys can eat. Timothy Fitzpatrick, if you're watching, your book will get out in the mail tomorrow, I promise, since the mailman obviously did not come and pick it up. And of course, sorry, I hate ants being on my book. Bill Murphy, if you're watching, yes, the Bill Murphy from Fact or Faked. I'm getting this out to you in the mail. I'm so sorry. I promise this will get to you by Saturday at the latest, I hope. In any event, oh yeah, what am I talking about? I'm talking about this book. That's right, this book, Ghosts of Cielo Drive. That's right, it's the book I wrote about this house. And you know something? Somewhere in this house, I got a copy of Mr. Zach Baggins' I'm Haunted book. And unlike Mr. Baggins' book, where every picture in the book is basically of him, I said to a friend of mine, I said, if you want to get a real piece of crap book, I said, go to the gosh darn used bookstore and get yourself for like 10 cents, I'm Haunted. I said, there's 3.5 pages about me in the house. I said, but what's funny is I had to look through the entire book just to get to that place. And as I do, I'm looking at all the pictures, and every single son of a you-know-what picture is of him. And I kid you not. It's hysterical. I'm like going, all right, there he is with a posing with that. He goes, but there's nothing, not one single image of anything else. I swear on the Bible, I swear on my own book. I'm telling you, it's the funniest damn thing. And I'm like thinking, gee, what about my book? I said, well, I got pictures, but I have pictures of me, but there are other people in the picture that are like in the scene of to explain what's going on in that chapter so you can see the persons that we're talking about in the chapter. So if I'm in the background, but they're there, the idea is, oh, that's that person. Oh, that's who he's talking about. That's the actual person he's speaking of. It's not like having pictures of me, like and better than that. I kid you not. I show pictures of ghosts in my book about ghosts. I'm laughing because I'm thinking, wait a second. Is the book about you or is the book about ghosts and you? And if it's a book about ghosts and you, it should have pictures of ghosts and you. So in my book, there's a picture of a ghost. Yes, that is a black and white photograph of the ghost in 2004 in the house. Because look, as much as I love reading, I love pictures that help me understand better what I'm reading. So it's like not using my mind's eye and creating the image. It's like, no, here's the picture of the room. This is it. And this is the thing that I'm describing. It's like, oh, wow, that really helps it along. It really gives you a sense of, what it is. And I mean, I don't even have that many pictures, but some of the pictures I have are of the area and the street in 69 and the driveway and, stuff that you can see is interesting and is contextually important because without it, it leaves you in a lurch and leaves you in the dark. I mean, that's what I think is important about when you write a book. Holy crap, is that what happened? How are you supposed to see it like that? No. Oh, no. I'm sorry. This is the first time I'm seeing this picture of this, which is this. How do I show it? It's like, there it is. You see that? Whoops, wrong way. There you go. See that? That's a picture of the map. And somehow the map from being this way got twisted to like this way. To put it bluntly, I'm very effing pissed off. That should not have been. I've talked to the gosh. Finding things like that in my mind is not, it's very, very bad. It's bad because there are other places in the book where we have bigger spaces of emptiness. And of course, that's a picture of my dad's car and that's my parents' house. But I mean, they're not pictures of me. Like I said, I think it's so funny. Yes, this is going to be a few minutes of show and tell, so don't get antsy. See, for instance, we have pictures of Val McCary, God rest her soul, and then the layout during 2004 during the investigation. These are the people that were here, of course. All right, so let's get, Matt says, hey, David, hello from New Hampshire. How are you doing? Very good, Matt. How are you? Evie, the history of the Friday the 13th was, like I said, has somebody been able to go look up the history of Friday the 13th since you guys are watching and have a free hand? I can't. See, because I'm broadcasting right now on this, and I don't have the time to go type away and look like an ass while I'm doing it. So why don't one of you guys go out there and look it up and find out the things and just copy and paste it. So at least I'll read it, for God's sakes. But I need somebody to do that. Hey, Cheryl. Get my glasses. Hi, Kim. Kathy, how are you? Yeah, Kathy, do me a favor. For the rest of the viewing audience, could you please copy the link or copy and paste the overall synopsis of Friday the 13th and copy and paste it so I can read it to the audience? Because I think they want to know, and they're like all asking questions. And since I opened up a can of worms and had to take out the dog for a can of crap, I'd really appreciate if somebody could do that for me. Hey, Lisa. Kim, nice to see you. But that's the straight Friday the 13th. It's all because the Templars were all basically, to to almost put it in modern day terms, they rounded their illegals up and they ended up putting them at the stake, which isn't to say that's what's going to happen nowadays, but that's what's happening is they were considered heretics, if I'm not mistaken. And the Pope basically declared, that's how he got away with it. He declared the Knights Templar heretics. And thereby they were rounded up and basically prosecuted and put to the stake. And their wealth was confiscated by the French king and the Pope. It's a whole scandal of scandals, but yes, that's why Friday the 13th is notorious. Let me see. Hi, David. Hi, Hellcat. Hey, Maria. Sorry. Let me do this. Move this over a little bit. There you go. This is part of Friday the 13th was that Judas was the 13th guest at the Last Supper. No. Jesus was the 13th member at the Last Supper. There were 12 apostles, including Judas, and Jesus was the 13th at the supper, at the Passover supper. It's at the Seder, as a matter of fact. It wasn't a supper, it was a Seder. Templars allegedly had tons of money that the rulers wanted. Well, it wasn't that the rulers, it was the French king was bankrupt, and he was looking to abscond somebody's fucking wealth. And this wealth that he absconded was, the target he looked at was the Knights Templar, because they were loaded. Well, they weren't loaded. They were basically for lack of better words, they were the first bank or bankers of the Middle Ages, and that's where banking came from. Hey, Sarah, how are you? Hi, movie star. There's Lisa. Lisa, I posted on Facebook you're supposed to be here tonight. It's like, oh no, she's not going to be here. So they didn't allegedly. They did have tons of money. That's why they did it. It wasn't an alleged thought. Yeah, well, the Halloween crap is because the idea that it was a bad omen on this Friday the 13th. Well, yeah, when some 10,000 Knights Templars were crossed, and again, this wasn't just in France. This was in France, in Italy, in Germany, in Spain, in the UK, in Scotland, and in Ireland, and in England. It was all in the Netherlands. This was all in the Middle East. During the Crusades yet. This is what was going on. They were totally they were all convicted, they were all convicted. I'm wrong if I'm saying otherwise, but they were all convicted because they were heretics found by the Pope. And it was a scheme between the Pope and the French king. I forgot his name. Again, somebody up there, look it up. I'm Friday the 13th movie fanatic. Seeing Kane Hodder for the 6th time next month in the Commonwealth here in New Hampshire. I can't invite Kane. Kane lives in the East Coast. I forget where Kane lives. He doesn't live in LA anymore. It's O-M-A-N, not A-A-N. Or A-A-N. Yeah, A-A. It was to hide from the spirits, right? Maria, what are we talking about? Yeah, I know you meant next Thursday. I thought it was tonight. I know. I told everybody. So I got to get a glass of water. I am dying of thirst. So then O-M-A-N. Yeah, somebody said to me it's the omen. It's like, no, it's O-M-E-N. Here, let me just show you a few of the other pictures. Oh, all right, here's a vanity picture of me and some famous football players. That's about it. That's Rob and Dan Gronkowski. You remember Rob. He played with the Super Bowl winning Patriots for a few years there. He was here. Here's a great picture of the house. You don't see me on the balcony, though. You just see the house. But again, I think more of my audience than I think about me and needing the ego experience of saying, "Hey, look at me. Here are pictures of me. Look at me." Oh yeah. Here's some people that are dear to my heart. Well, some individuals. They can't be people, but they're long since passed. But they're my two kids, Sebastian and Stella. They're long since gone. But I mean, I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh. Here, enjoy the reason why I'm laughing. That's Stella on top of the couch in my apartment, and Sebastian sitting there below. And of course, I think that's Willie. Yeah, that's Willie sitting to the Willie or let me see. Oh, it's Tess. That's Tess, my cat. So, what are you guys writing now? Hellcat Halloween, hunted the meaning of Halloween. I don't know, but we're talking about the meaning of Friday the 13th because that's tomorrow. The Canterbury Tales mentioned something about Friday itself being unlucky. Foggy, I think that has more to do with Friday the 13th and what happened to the Knights Templar being unlucky than anything else. Rest in peace, Brian Wilson. Yes, rest in peace, BW. King Philip, there it is. Thank you, Audra. Thank you. King Philip IV of France was in heavy debt and was looking and realized that the Knights Templar were loaded to the gills with gold. And because of that fact, because he had done work with them and because he'd worked with them before, he felt like, and he contacted the Pope and they made a deal and they basically went after the Knights Templar and they said they were heretics. And as a result, there you go. I know. She was one special dog, Stella. She was one unique puppy. See, and here's something else that I like to show in my book. If I'm going to show pictures, Dr. Taft on the bottom, the ghost on top, and that's a picture of a ghost, yes. And Charles Gould. Let me see. There you go, Charles Gould, the guy that was lifted to the corner of the ceiling by an unseen force. So, I think there might be like 7 or 8 pictures out of like 30 of people that have been here and the investigators. This is Lisa Rigsby and that's Ann Poole from the Rhine Institute, formerly of Duke University. That again is 2004. Your book is next to me on my table. It's excellent read. Highly recommend. How about things? How's how the spirits have been fine. The spirits have been the spirits. They really haven't done much. Now orbs, you don't see orbs. You usually see them on digital cameras and stuff when you're looking through them. But otherwise, or your phone. But otherwise, you really don't see them. I've not yet seen one in physical form myself, like eyewitnesses, like on. No, I've never done that. Here's another spirit picture. Well, it's not a spirit picture, but you can see that this is the 3rd level guest bedroom and theater room, and there's the vane. You see that white object hanging over? It's a vertical blind that some 5 minutes earlier was spinning like this, back and forth, in front of Rick McCallum. So there's a reason for that picture. Thank you, Sherry. I'm really happy to hear that. Pretty much, Kim, I've never seen anybody that says, I saw that orb with their naked eye. It's very, very seldom that happens. Your book is in the bathroom now? Jesus, movie star. Isn't that a little personal? That's that. Jesus, are you serious? This whole page? Oh, my dear good. I didn't go through this. I proofed the original PDF that the book became the book. But when I look at a page like this and I see a page and I see a whole half page empty, it's almost like saying it's either naked or something's wrong. Somebody's got to put another picture there. Sub Zenner's YouTube channel. This was great. Thank you very much, Iaki. I got my book a few days ago. Thanks. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I have never seen Sharon's spirit. Alan McCary, who was here 21 years ago, did see Sharon's spirit, thought it was my girlfriend. And I said, no, we're here all alone. It's just you, me, Rob, his wife. That's it. So whoever you saw, what you saw walked around the bar from behind me. Yeah, that's what Alma said. She saw this woman walk from there around this area here, stop, look at her where I'm sitting now, then cross and go down that way. And I'll show you what I mean by down that way. She said she saw her go down towards the staircase. You see the staircase? Wait, no, there you go. See where those chairs are? That's where the staircase is. And she said she stopped, she turned, she looked at her, she smiled. She said she had acted like she, owned the place, and then carried on and went down the staircase. And I'm like going, and we went through the house. And mind you, there are only two other entrances in this house. On the second floor, at the end of where the laundry room is, there's a door going to the side staircase, and it's a deadbolt, and you lock it from the inside. And then on the third floor, right in the theater room, right where the UCLA Man Cave is, there's a door that leads again out to the side staircase, and those are the only two other entrance exits in and out of this house. So we went through the house, and then we saw nobody, not a soul. So we went down to the third level, and we of course checked the door at the end of the hallway, and it was locked. Yeah, I'm telling you, Sherry, it was amazing. And wherever you are, Alma, we miss you. Her orb. What about her orb? Whose orb? Ghost Hunters. Alma's at account was on number 14. What's number 14, Ben? Years ago, Kim Sullivan. Ghost Hunters was it's like years ago, right? I loved watching the hockey game to come to your haunted house. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Hello, David. Hello, John. Nice to see you tonight. Says, yeah, it would be. I mean, I saw Jay Sebring's apparition here years ago, but that was the only time I've seen an apparition. At the time, I didn't even recognize it as being Jay. Sincerely, pause. No, Kim, apologize for nothing. My God, that's okay, Oh, the pregnant orb you're talking about. But again, Kim, when we took the picture, I didn't see anything. It's when we looked at the photo after it was developed that we have the orb inside of an orb. And I said, oh my God, I said, might it be Sharon pregnancy? I said, I don't know. I said, it could be, So I haven't seen Rudolph Valentino. However, Lisa Williams, funny enough, the English psychic who was here years ago, said that she saw Rudolph Valentino standing from this spot right behind me, looking into there. She was looking in there. She saw what she said was Rudolph Valentino and a bunch of others. And other people have described seeing Rudolph Valentino's spirit here. So yes. Copulating orbs. No, not copulating orbs. It was a pregnant orb. Copulating orbs means they're having sex. That wasn't what we were implying. Very funny though, Weeze. This is my favorite channel. Nothingness. I went nothingness. Hi, Jackie. Nice to see you. It was like a double orb. Well, it was an orb inside of an orb is what we called it. The pregnant orb is what I called it. That's what that was. I'm from Edmonton, so I love your house. If I ever visit, well, adorable. If you ever do come down from Edmonton, may the Oilers be with you. It sounds like somebody's in front of the house in a car. I almost feel like turning this around so that way if you guys see me go outside and get hit by a car, you know what happened. And I never got my water either, so. All right, let me just quench my thirst and also quench my curiosity at the same time. What movie star? I said, I just finished Valentino's Estate. Owned this evening. I don't understand, movie star. I just finished Valentino's estate-owned book this evening. Have no one to leave it to now, so off it goes. What do you mean by that? Off goes why? To Ralph Valentino, I love him in the movie Camille. He was a fantastic actor. David is I don't know. Well, right now I've got the aquarium back up and running, so you can tell. Oh, yeah. Hold on one second. Something here. Hey, gunshots. Say hello. Oh my God! What the fuck? What the hell? What do you want? What do you do? No, no, no! I don't want. No, no! Stop! Leave me alone! No, no, no! I said I don't want to. Oh God! Just oh God! Oh God! Oh. Ah. Shit. 911. I just been jerked off. Hello. You heard a shush noise again? I'm glad you liked it, Ren. He's smashing hands again. The former house is gorgeous. You thank you. Yeah, Valentina died in 26. No, they don't come up here. The Hollywood tour vans don't know. Yeah, I understand the same thing. It's not me making this shush. I do have the window to the outside open. I'm glad you like that, man. I'm said I heard the shush noise again. If I inherited children. Reggie, I took you outside already. What the fuck, Brett? Reese, what are you doing, Reese? I'm fine. I just wanted to see if I could, ant invasion. Foggy, you're funny as hell. I know I scared you. I thought it'd be funny, The shush just said just the ghost beans. No, I'm not tooting, okay? Trust me, I haven't had any eggs today. Dominic. Hey Dominic, nice to see you. Here, you stupid pain in the ass, get this right. Don't get it at all. What spirits have been felt back hallways of the second floor? No, people have felt spirits, and we've had spirits recorded in the back hallways in the second floor, of course. I have videos of it. You guys have seen them. I mean, I don't know if you've seen them, but if you look on my channel, you'll see there are videos from the back hallway where we have plenty of stuff that's been recorded back there that's happened. It's ridiculous. So pizza night? No, I don't know what I'm having for dinner. How's Scott on tape? Scott, I guess, is fine. I do believe I got all the ants. Very, very funny there, Kim. I appreciate that. Oh God, I don't know if you guys does anybody? Oh, gee, I'm such a schmuck. God, I'm such a schmuck. Wait a second. Wait. Stop the ad moderator crack. Here. God, get this out of the way. Or do I have to do this first? www. I always forget to do this. What an idiot. Ghosts of CLO Thrive.com. Grab it. There. Boom. Oh, and by the way, stupid eye again, pin that message. Good. Message pinned. Oh, stop that, Dominic. Chicago's not that bad. Do I give names to the ghosts of my shirts? No. I don't give names to my fish. The only reason I give names to my cats and my dogs is because it's easier than saying dog one. And when I had more than dog, it would have been dog two, or cat one and cat two, or black cat, black and white cat. It's easier just giving them a one syllable name like Tommy. Up, speaking of the devil, Sam. Hey, Sam. Believe me, I don't even bother, naming the ravens that come by to visit on the balcony. And furthermore, how would I know it's the same raven I'm calling the same name, like Poe or Edgar? How would I know it's the same freaking animal? It's not like they're one's wearing one's wearing a top hat, one's got a leisure suit on. Come on. Um, there's no way you're single. Why not? I haven't met a woman that I don't feel like making my next ex-wife. That's probably why I don't feel like where is that coast? Oh, that's downstairs. Son of a bitch, I forgot that. Other one, no, the brides are nowhere near me. They're in a small little like 2-block area of downtown LA. And if anybody knows anything about Los Angeles, it's about 50 square miles. And furthermore, there is nothing burning here. There was more shit burning in 1992 during the Rodney King riots, and those were freaking riots, and those were big. And I mean, spread out like all over the place. They were close. They were within, if I recall correctly and remember accurately, I was with a friend of mine over on Robertson Boulevard, just between Melrose and Beverly Boulevard, and we were at a bar, and we're watching the television, and literally, about a mile away, there was a full-on riot scene going on, and I'm like, and I kept thinking, I'll never forget it. I said to my friend, I said, this is so fucking unreal. And I said, this is almost like Twilight Zone. This is so surreal. He goes, what's that? I said, I'm in a bar with a bunch of upscale yuppie types. And I'm not that at all. I'm not part of that milieu, and I've never been one of those goers. I stay on the outside watching. I'm an observer. So I'm watching and I'm thinking to myself, they're all partying, and I'm watching the news and I'm watching the television live there. And there's things that are going on less than a mile away from here that could very, very easily get over here. And if you understood the dynamics of why they were rioting and what the riots were about, the next soft target would have been Beverly Hills, except for the Beverly Hills PD was already out in force, ready to take on anything that went into that city. So they were like, it was just surreal. And I was like, I can't believe that's happening live, less than a mile away from here. And these people are totally numb to what's going on, not even exhibiting any sense of what the hell is happening. Well, I'm glad to hear that, Evie. Nice, thank you. Ben, there are no fires. There are no fires. There were people that were protesting. There were no fires in the past 2 nights. You should visit sometime, Matt. It's a lot to see. Well, thank you, Sherry. I appreciate that. I'm glad you liked the book as well. Again, it was, and you got to remember, when you have civil unrest, and you guys have got to listen to this because it's true, there are elements in the public. There are 2 groups that I'm thinking of in particular. There's a group that is the lawless group, that is an opportunistic group that is saying, if the shit's hitting the fan in this part of the city, let's go to this part of the city, or let's start to use this as a cover for going in and looting. Then there's another group, and that's the political agenda group that is doing it not because they're part of the protesters, but they're part of the instigators are trying to make the protesters look bad and create this type of a bad look for this group of people. Just remember that. And there have been posts of people showing, and I looked up on Craigslist and saw, wanted, people, with men with lots of, balls of steel to do things to get paid $6,500 a week to $1,500, to $15,000 a week to be part of something, and you have to have this, and this. I'm going, because I was looking, I said, what can I do? What are the job listings at on Craigslist locally? And I was like, And the descriptions were pretty, let's just say they were looking for guys who were roughhousers, that were, would, like as we used to say, they were mixers. And I think the UK gentleman would understand the word mixer. They're a real mixer. As Roger Daltrey once said in the movie Quadrophenia, talking about the mods and the rockers. He's a real mixer. Means he's a real antagonist, and he's there. He's there to basically mix things up and gets paid for it. It's called an instigator. Just think about that for a second, because it does work in this day and age of political scenes and stuff to take advantage of and to make somebody look bad. You know, it's pure propaganda, but it's the truth. But a lot of people, like I said, you got to remember, if everybody's here in this spot and all the cops are here, who's out here taking care of these homes? So I'm thinking, God, burglaries must be going up in other parts of the city like crazy, because you've got everybody saturated and all the police are in one spot. I can't imagine that people aren't taking advantage of robbing and creating havoc in other places to take advantage of the opportunity. That's all. Dominic, I'm just an honest observer of the honest freaking situation at hand. Remember, that's what you got to look at, the whole picture, not the little like this. Don't look at through the little focus of the lens. Look at the wider aperture of what's going on in the whole thing. That's all. I'm just saying, as far as what's going on in LA, because people said, "Are you okay?" It's like, yeah, I said, if you would have asked me 33 years ago, I said, you had a better chance then of me being scared to death of what's going on in LA right now then, because it was, and I wasn't here, even in my apartment. When I was living there, I was a little bit nervous because I thought, oh my God, this is just, if you watch on the news, it was like spread out across the entire area of Los Angeles. It wasn't like here, it was all over the whole entire, this is like this. Like a little square compared to what it was. Because in 1992, when the Rodney King riots were going on, the civil unrest, it was just spread out, man. It was spread out. It wasn't limited to a small little nothing. So, I mean, I know from my personal experience of remembering that then, it was, wow, it was mind-boggling. And like I said, at first I didn't take it seriously. And then when I went to the bar and I was there with my friend, he goes, oh, come on. It was like, so fine. It's like, let's go. And I'm looking at the screen going, and it says Robertson and such. And I go, that's like less than a mile away from here. So that's crazy, man. That's, and they were burning stuff. There was tires and a car on fire in the middle of the street and people protesting. And It was civil unrest to meet the max. This is comparatively not a damn thing. So, well, what did you see, Evie? Again, what I saw is a poor Australian woman from Channel 9 in Australia get hit with a rubber bullet in the back of her leg, and I felt terrible for her because I saw it and I was like, holy crap. It's sitting on the ground signs. Ren, those days are gone with the wind. I'll be honest with you. They were, again, a lot of the protesters that were civilly obedient, marching along. You know, again, you had a few people that said, "Look, this is shit's happening. Let's take advantage of this. We can do this. We can get away with it." And that's what happens: is some of the criminal element get in there and start doing it. Yeah, the rubber bullets. Yeah, I saw. Well, the no more fires. The fires were the first day, and that's all done. Yeah, I saw her. Poor kid. Hey, Beckham, how are you? Watts was 1965. That was different. That was before my time. What it came to the LA team. The whole LA is burnt to the ground. The whole LA, what LA was burnt to the ground? I was here. LA was not burnt. There were parts of LA that got torched, but they got built back. That's 33 years ago. Remember that, kids. He pointed towards. He did point at her towards her on camera. I didn't see that. I heard that. That was kind of like weird because it didn't come from here. It came got the aquarium there, and you can hear it. That's a little hum. But that was a sound over there. It sounded like if my left ear heard it, clear as a bell. It was strange. It sounded like something was in or on the roof, but there can't be anything on the roof. Which team won, by the way? When you say adorable, which are you talking about? The Oilers won? The Oilers aren't. It's the Panthers and whatchamacallit that are in the NHL. Why did it? Well, I hope she gets some kind of sense of justice on that, because obviously the Oilers won. Oh wow, so the Oilers are in it. I didn't know that. So it's the Panthers Oilers. That's right. I don't know, Matt. It was just one of those innocuous sounds. I was watching Keanu Reeves movie Street Kings the other night. At the end of the movie, it looks like Benedict Canyon. I haven't seen Street Kings, so I don't know. You don't have an attic? No. No, I have no attic. I literally have the ceiling, and that's it. There's nothing above the ceiling. If you go outside, you look, and you see the roof is about 12 inches thick, and that's because there's the floor joists to make up the ceiling, and then it goes straight up on top of that is the plywood, and then it's covered with tar paper and rubbing. What's the story of the series? What's the score of the series there? Adorable with the Oilers. What's the is it like 3-2 or 3-3 or 2-3 or what? What? Wheeze, are you serious? No, the dead bell's downstairs in the third level. When we did the last live, when I was down there, I'd have to go down there and grab it if you want me to, which I will. Percentage for the Oilers? What the hell is percentage? 5? Can't be 5 for the Oilers. 4 for the 5. That's not in the series. That's tonight's game. The Oilers won 5-4. I got that. Okay, but what about in the series? What's the series record at? Get the giant hotel bell. I love it. David, I heard the old days Europeans also said Tuesday the 13th was bad luck. No, I've never heard of Tuesday the 13th. Come on, that's got to be some Australian thing. But no, in Europe it's not Tuesday. It's Friday the 13th, because that was the day that the Templars were all put to the, basically, you know, let's just say they were, you know, for lack of better words, detained and then prosecuted and then killed. So that's the best way you could say it. That's what happened to the Templars. But they were rounded. Thank you. He said, "Shut up." They were rounded up in mass by all the different European, you know, countries. They went after them. But you liked the interview. Yeah, there was a woman that was hit. I saw it. Didn't have to have it surgically removed. She has a bruise, she said. I saw her interviewed afterwards. They're tied right now, 2 games apiece in a 7-game series. David, no back in the old days. What do you mean, no back in the old days? What do you mean, no back in the old days, Evie? What does that mean, no back in the old days? Yeah, there've been 2 in-person attempts, and 2 of them, both yes, really. Why is it bad? No, it's not bad. What is this bad luck? It's Sam Hyman? Ham? No, that's not a bad. Why would that be bad luck to be born on October 31st? Come on. Here we go. What are we talking about? Here we go. You're too funny, Kim. All right, you want me to go downstairs and grab it? I'll go downstairs and grab it. By the way, how many of you people are out there watching this tonight? Oh, wow. All right. If you want me to, I'll shut the window so we have no external source of sound. Um, that's shut. So then, like I said, I'll run downstairs as quickly as possible without having a heart attack. I'll get the dead bell for your guys' benefit, and you'll watch. We'll see what happens. I read the LA video footage now. Might be old footage. They're trying to make it look worse. Yeah, I wouldn't be. Look at the footage and try to see if there's anything that looks like you see big things burning. That's probably from 1992, but it's kind of like, hey, they haven't had that car around in 30 years. Well, guess what? Then it's old footage. I don't believe that. There's no such thing as Tuesday the 13th. I'm telling you. The next game is it's in Edmonton. Good. Are you going to go to the game? I wouldn't even go to the game, even if I lived in Edmonton or in Florida and I had the money and it was my team. No thanks. They're exorbitant. The price to go to those games, and they're just unless you've got the money. All right, yes, go get the bell. All right, good luck. Good luck. Beat the Rats. LOL. Who are the Rats, Dominic? Tell me that. Just be yourself, dear. God. All right, fine. I will be right back. Hey, Sam. Samantha. I figured she could hang out with you guys. I wish she could get tickets. Yeah, exactly. They're very expensive. Did you guys hear that? Did you guys hear that? Did you guys hear that? Hell no, it's not Reggie. Reggie's sitting there on the couch sleeping like a lump, like he's passed. That I have no idea about, but I heard the thump. That it's like, and no, it's not the cat because the cat's right there. I'm trying to get her to get her ass over here. Sam, could you please? That's a car. But the thump, I heard that loud and clear. Sam, come here. You should see what I'm looking at. Forget me looking at you guys seeing. Look what I'm looking at. No, that's what I'm looking at. That. Sam, could you get your ass over here? Let it go. She'll come over. She'll entertain you while I go downstairs. I will shut the window right here, and the window I'm talking about is that window there. You see that window there? I will shut that window. So I hear voices outside tonight for some reason. There's somebody out there, but I will go down here. I'll just turn it around. Sam, you gonna go up there? See, there's the counter, and there's Sam. Oh, that's a great picture. Look, you got the infinity look. I'll be right back. Maybe it's Batman. Very funny movie star. You have lives. I always ask the spirits to come forward. Well, you'll be happy to know that I won't be around for a few seconds while I go downstairs. That's a pretty cool shot of the cat on top of the cat in Florida, too. All right. Yes, there's Sam. Sam. Yeah, they can't see you. God damn it. There, now you can see Sam. I'm in the kitchen. And now you can see me. I'll be right back. I'm going to go downstairs to the third floor to pick up the dead bell, the REM pod, and the K2 meter. So just hold on. I'll be right back. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. I'm going downstairs. Oh, forget this. Shut the window. I said shut the window first so we don't get the outside. Sorry, guys. I want to shut the window so we don't hear the outside. There. All right. Oh, yeah. Don't forget. June 21st, a week from this Saturday, the summer solstice. Go to theomanhouse.com to get your tickets to the ghost investigation with the SoCal Spirit Seekers. 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. here at this house. Yeah, that's right. I'll put this here. Shush, Sammy. Can that stay up? No, I got an idea. This will stay up there. Hey, that's a great idea, Sam. You and that right there. Perfect. Oh. God damn, scared the crap out of my ass. Son of a bitch. Don't do that again. Sam, don't even get funny with it. Sam. Don't get funny. Just be there. Be entertained to the audience. Oh, yeah, crap. Here. Give them a postcard they can look at as well. I have to run downstairs and get, oh, yeah, and the book. That's a good idea. Thanks, Spirits. You're always looking out for me. That's wonderful. Here. If you're going to be sitting there staring at crap, stare at good crap. Stare at really good crap. Because that's the crap that counts. That's right. And don't forget, of course, I don't know what the hell that works. Well, whatever. I'm out of here. I'm going downstairs finally. That is a cool shot. What? Tigers and lions this year? All right. I'll be right back. Oh, God. All right. Now we go. Ready? Stay good. All right. Look at Samantha. Look at that cat. Cat-man duty. Duty cat. Twins got that. No, you son of a doggy. There we go. No, not that, you ass. There. That's good. I guess I'm packing. Oh, God. Und bell for your audience to enjoy. If you lived in your country, would you be there? Evie, let's not get into that. Halloween's on a Friday night. Thank God. That's good. That means we have 2 years of good Halloween nights. Where can I put this son of a bitch? Let me see something. No, that is the bottom of the frame. I've also brought my blue ball and my clear ball. Isn't that something? Where the hell to put them, though? The great one, LOL. Very funny. No, I don't think I'd be quick to open the door if I did. Where can I put these little bastards? Can you, really, all right, let me see what I can do. Put this here. First turn them on top of the books that are going out. Bill Murphy's. Here, stop freaking rolling. Rocking and rolling all night long. Got the little blue. Stop. Here, stand. There you go. You should sit, stay. Come, there you go, boy. Now, no one can see you, but that's okay. We'll fix that fast. Sam, thank you. You're right blocking the television that I'm trying to look at. I'll take this out of the way. Oh my God, it's already not. Really? I've been on for almost an hour now. Gee whiz. Get the lighter out of the way. I guess I won't be reading the book today, huh? Whoa, sorry. Dead bell here. I'll put this here. Sit there so they can see that. I'll turn on the REM pod. Shut up. Sensitive. Touchy. Jesus Christ. All right, so with that. If I go like this, that's going to piss you off. Can't be me. The antenna's all the way down and I've been touching nothing of it. What, Sam? Oh, Sam? Yes, Dennis Wilson. Sam, I can't help you if you're going to be running away from me. God damn. David, I would come to your defense. Well, thanks, Evie. I appreciate that. Put the bell on the counter with a sign. How can I put the bell on the counter of the sign when the counter of the sign's over there and I'm here and you can't see that? Have you met any celebrities you didn't like? Yes, of course I've met celebrities I didn't like. Why can't you stay over an hour? You're going to turn into a pumpkin? Wheeze, because people's attention span aren't longer than an hour, mostly at that. I don't want to bore people to tears. The old saying, leave them wanting more. Never give them too much and bore them to tears. Midnight here, going to go to bed. Matt, take care of yourself. Get some sleep. Nice to have you on. I have to move this stupid thing over because I can barely see it. It looks on the screen. That's the reason why my eyes are like this direction is because that's why I did that. That son of a dum-dum. Because I got this rig is really crappy today. There's Samantha. Sam, is that you? She's like, where's the food, Dad? Where's the food? I want my food, Daddy. It's like, I know, I'll get you some food. She's always hungry. We miss you. And you stop it. God, Weeze, you're too funny. Hey, you had the REM pod doing its thing, Let me just straighten that out again. You did have the REM pod going. It usually doesn't do anything, so. You have our full attention. No, I appreciate that very much. No, I just don't like I don't like having hours and hours of content on my lives. I want to make them short and sweet and make them interesting and fun. And if the spirits decide to chime in, so be it, because I really am not a conjurer of sorts. I'm not like, spirits, come out to play. It's time to play and open the veil and come out and sail away with us, spirits. Come and investigate. The veil is open. Oh my God, shut that son of a bitch. I don't want that open. That is just nasty. That is just too much. Oh my God. Let me just say, oh, Jesus Christ. I like the veil closed. I did not touch the goddamn table, you stooges. Where did I ever touch the table? Hello? I didn't touch that. But again, with a veil, if I open that veil, oh my God, put that thing back away. Oh my God. I am so sorry. What did I think I was doing? Close that bitch up fast. God help us. Are you done for the night? No, Lisa, I'm not done for the night. I might be getting off the show soon, but yes. Have you ever been scared or startled of anything? Adorable, what do you think that was? That was not scared, but certainly startled because there are two of them there. Right next to one another. There's about 1.5 inches, maybe 2 inches less than that between the two balls. You guys did see that, right? All right, you saw it. You saw the ball. One went on, the other one didn't. How would you explain that? Yeah, the cat ball going off, exactly. I'm good, Aline. How are you? As I said, a week from Saturday night on the 21st, go to the Oman House. God damn it, son of a bitch. You guys are so difficult sometimes. Hey, give me a gosh darn. No, I'm not touching that. I'm looking for a blank piece of paper. Son of a. Hold on 1 second while I grab a blank piece of paper and write this down. God help me. That hurts. Didn't want that to hurt, but it did. And you know what that means? When it hurts, it must be good. So I'm going to show you where to go. I don't know if you can see that. Well, I'm going to make sure in hopes that you do. All right, here we go. Now that I've taken care of that, yes, there. You see this? Go there. Oh, Tom, I'm such an idiot. You idiot. What are you doing with your brains? You idiot. Here. I hate to use this word, but I will use it because it's short and sweet and it's easy to write it than investigation. Here, you got that? Look, June 21st, 8 p.m., 2 a.m. Go to theomanhouse.com for the ghost hunt. That's right, the summer solstice here at the Oman House, the longest day of the year, here ghost hunting. It should be a blast. And don't forget, Ghosts to Cielo Drive to get the copy of the book. And of course, yes, it's a little dirty, but aren't we all? Just be kind and don't be so gosh darn judgmental. That's right, house at the end of the drive.com. Thank you very much. I'm glad I'm so entertaining for you tonight. And I'm glad that it's always fun to be on with you and entertaining you at the same time. It's such a blast. What more do you want me to say? It's just been a blast and a half. I can't get enough of you. And it's just that addiction that keeps me on here so long. And not the bloody vodka, Damn. That's what do you want? I love watching lives and what's saying. Cool. Movie star says cool. Audra says David, you an early rise. I rise whenever I have to. Hello, Joe. How are you? Nice to see you. And what's it to you there, Dominic? You a cop? Otherwise, don't ask such questions because it's kind of invasive of one's privacy, or privacy, whatever you like to say. Indeed. Evie's, ha. Yes, but you're part of the penal colony's descendants, aren't you there, Evie? We're what your roots, your country's roots are the offset. Let us just say you're the place where we sent all of our baddies, so to speak, from the UK. The penal colony, and that's not about a penis size. It's not some kind of a growth of venereal disease or so. That's where we basically sent all the scourge of the UK to. The ruffians. That's what we sent. That was basically our prison back in the 1700s. We used that for Australia. So, where do you think your accent came from? It came from the goddamn bloody us in the UK. That's right, up in England. Well, I should say you're part of the UK, but the way that you are, well, the country was back in those days, But he was like, "Oh, David, you're such a harsh bastard," It's like, no, I'm not even fucking English. Come on. How can I be? I'm just portraying what the English think about it. This isn't what I think. I think otherwise, obviously. I think you guys are a stout, hearty group of individuals that love to be individualistic and love to pound your goddamn beer. My God, every time I'm with an Aussie, it's like, come on, mate, let's have some beer. And I'm like, how many beers are we having? As many as I can down, you son of a bitch. I said, how about Foster? He goes, that's a piss of shit. I can't stand it. It's not really Australian beer. It's been outsourced and outported. The good old stuff is not Australian. Australian beer is not Foster's lager. Let me tell you, something else there, mate. Yeah, a men's prison. No, foggy morning, not a men's prison. Well, it was where the English sent their it was their do-badders, let us just say, the people that do very bad things, they were sent there, and they basically, the whole freaking island was an island penitentiary. It's crazy as it sounds. Something I would like to do when I'm not at home: eat, go out to restaurants, hang out with friends. Yes, you Aussies love your beers. What is the flashing in your background by your glowing rock? That is a pink rock salt piece. It's a big chunk of pink rock. I mean, pink salt in rock form. Um, oh, you're always a smart ass. You don't have to be anything. You're just yourself. Let me see what the hell she's talking about. Oh, you mean the lights? All right, what you're seeing there, and thanks for reminding me, that is the LED light that is inside the light fixture against the wall going down the stairwell, which I need to turn off. But why it's doing that is because it runs at such a high rate of speed that when it flutters, you guys camera-wise can see it. The camera's capturing it. I physically doesn't notice that type of that illumination fluctuation that you're seeing. So let me turn that off since it's obnoxious as all hell. And it wastes electricity. Yes, I do, honey. You will not be started, I promise. So as I was saying, they would sentence a person to life of hard labor for stealing a loaf of bread. I don't know about the specifics about the what the penalties were for the crimes of the in the UK in those days, but I do know that it was pretty, that it was an amazingly crazy situation. What Australia, how was the origins of the Australian, history. Excuse me. Well, luckily my cats don't go up there and try to lick them, and the dog certainly doesn't go up there, Leanne, and I appreciate you letting me know about that. Well, as a matter of fact, I've got one there that's not lit up and one there on the other table, so I've got 3 of them. But luckily, I've had none of that problems, but I can imagine that probably makes lots of sense. Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yeah. I have some friends who are Australian, so I was just to pick up some of the lingo. It's been a long time since I practiced, but every now and then I hear some of the words and I go, my fucking God, he's an Aussie. He's not a ghost, he's not an Englishman, he's an Aussie. Yeah. And then the South Afrikaners, they have a totally different accent too. My father used to go to Australia way when I was a child. Had my father not had an accident when I was a child, he used to famously say, if that accident didn't happen, he goes, you'd probably be living in Australia right now. And I said, really? He goes, yeah, because we had a million acres, like cattle ranch in Australia. We're going to buy it. It's like, oh, really? He goes, yeah, but the accident. I was like, yeah, I know, yeah. So, but it was kind of funny because he used to go to Australia all the time back in the 60s. It was like, yeah. One second. There's a window that's open that's causing me to hear stuff that I'm thinking is that it's like, how can it be a ghost? The window's open. All right, that's taken care of. I like it when you read spooky stories. He's so accommodating. We could get David to rearrange the whole house. We tried. Scottish, let me see. Oh, shit, let me talk to you about Scottish. If I talk Scottish, I do as well. Like, so. Oh, Scottish, I do. Well, I think I think of Sean Connery, and I think of things about like that, It's one of those things, but that's Welsh. I think Scott Connery was Welsh, so it wasn't really what you'd call, Connery. What the hell was that? Did you hear that, man? I heard that. Don't know what it was. It was kind of loud. It kind of sounded like a banshee. Scottish, yeah. Yeah. Well, Scottish, yeah. I'll talk your Scottish accent, yes. Yeah, lad, what do you want? You want to go out there and some timber? I'll go out there with you with some timber and we'll take some logger. Tit some logger, yeah. Yeah, what there? No one enjoys the house like David. It's awesome. Thanks for letting us in. Scotty is not as hard as you think, laddie. Lassie, yeah, no, no idea what the hell a Scottish accent's like. It's not that difficult at all. You just got to think hard like a Scotsman and know that you got to take it the hard to your left or the hard to your right and then fix your pants, straighten your balls out, because you goddamn not going to be happy if your kilt's in a fiddle, you know. Beam me up, Scotty. Yeah, of course. What the? I promised you I'd feed you. I didn't say when though. So I haven't broken my promise. I didn't touch the goddamn table. I'm about a foot from the table. So that wasn't me. Aye, Captain. The lithium crystals are out, Captain. What do you want me to do? I can't do anything. God damn it. They're all drained, Captain. You're going to have to get your ass down here and do it yourself. You're going to have to tickle the fingers, tickle the fancy, and play with the balls, God damn, Captain. Did your laugh trigger? Yeah, my laugh triggered it. Ha! Bullshit. Ren, that's just dumb luck. Baloney. Baloney, 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 baloney. On rye. You got that? Yeah, I'm yelling at it right now, directly at it, and it's not having any effect. They just did that to say, hey, Ren. There you go, Ren. They're just accommodating. Mike, it looks like you have some. Looks like you have some close to you. Yeah, somebody's here. The light bulb. I mean, that's the greatest gadget because it's not meant to be a ghost toy. It's a gosh darn cat gadget, and it all started here. And no, I'm not being an egocentric son of the you-know-what. This all started here when a guy named Ron... What's Ron's last name? Son of a bitch. I forgot. It's on my YouTube channel from like 14 years ago. He was here. And Iacovetti, thank you, spirits. When Ron Iacovetti was here with Lourdes in the third level theater room, he was walking out, and he turns and he looks, and Lourdes says, "Oh my God!" She goes, "Did you hit the cap on?" Ron's going, "No, I've been here the whole time." He's about 20 feet away, and on the carpet, one of these little bad boys is flashing away. So he's like, "I don't know." He starts saying, "Let me ask you the questions." So he starts asking questions. And is that a beautiful picture? Yes, it's a picture of Sharon Tate. There's no black light posters there, though. That's just a regular painting of Sharon. So he starts asking questions, and they're standing there 20 feet away, and the cat ball, starts lighting up. And it became a media sensation. And since then, the price of these little cockamamie devices, hello? Hi? Anybody there? Sons of bitches. No chance does that have anything to do with my speaking. You physically have got to hit it. The spirits are just playing around. You guys are just being such assholes right now. I can't say it. And I shouldn't say the word assholes. I think you guys are just being such, you're just being such. You are cracking me the hell up. Thank you. You could stand to ring the bell, though. The people wanted me to go downstairs and get the bell. I only got the ball because you guys says take one of each of them and use them upstairs. We'll light them up. And so I did. And I bought the REM pod, and you haven't touched the REM pod. So come on. Ring the... No, I've never visited Sharon's grave. Yeah, I know Scott did a video of it. That is Reggie. Here, you want to see for yourself? Take a look. Look at the expression on his face. Oh, I'm sorry. You can't see the expression of space, can you? How long did you stay at Scott's? Oh, I stayed at Scott's Unit for about 2 hours. I was there from about 7:15 about 9:15. Then I took off and I went off to what's its face to what's it called again? I went to Tommy's Burger right down the street on Hollywood Boulevard because I was so hungry. And I said, "Hey, I'm starving. I'm in the neighborhood of Tommy's Burger." I said, "I gotta go to Tommy's Burger." So I went to Tommy's Burger and scarfed out. But that was the only time I got to see Scott while he was out here. That was not my stomach. My stomach's hungry, but I'm not making sounds like that. No. Spirits, I know it's probably rude of me to ask since I haven't asked before, but would somebody care to say hello and visit while you're here? Great, the link doesn't even work. So on the thing that's pinned, but could you give us a sign that you're here with us? Well, we have the REM pod, we have the dead bell, we have the cat toys, which you've been pretty adept at knocking and hitting. Why am I asking? Because I'd like to close the show down, and I figured if I gave you an opportunity to say hello, you might. Oh, God damn! Excuse me. Avail yourself of this opportunity. Yeah, I could go for a burger myself right now. Now that's a jet plane flying over. Spirits, could you give us a sign and show the audience you're here with us, please? I'd really appreciate it. Jay, I'd like to get the grill going because I don't have anything that's how should I say that's defrosted. It's all frozen. Spirits, could you please ring the bell? They'd really appreciate it, and I would appreciate it if you would accommodate them. Again, this is important. June 21st, 8 p.m., 2 a.m., ghost hunt at the Oman House. So that's theomanhouse.com. Stop that. That was me. And again, of course, the book goes to Cielo Drive. It goes to cielodrive.com. Of course, House at the End of the Drive at houseattheendofthedrive.com as well. And God, they just don't. You just don't feel the mood, huh? The spirit's not moving you, huh, spirits? Movie Star Memories said, please. Audra, take care of yourself. Lisa, you're going to be here in a week, so you'll be able to see it in person. Trust me. And in a week, when Lisa's here with her husband or her boyfriend, we will go live and also do that live as well. But again, like I said, I'm going to wrap this up. How long have we been on for now? We've been on for an hour and 23 minutes. Wow, that's a long spell. And you saw the bells. Well, at least the bells. The balls have gone off, that's pretty impressive. Let's be honest. The fact that we have two balls, and let's just show you guys for sure. See, I have to hit that. And again, my yelling I'm not Fred Flintstone. Wilma! I'm not Fred Flintstone, so I don't have that frog mouth ability. Will you guys just stop moving? Come on. I got my balls. Benoit. Ben-Ha. Balls. And boy, they lit up. You lit my balls up. Look what you did to me. All right. Leanne, thank you very much for being on. Lisa, you have a good night. I'll see you in a week. they want Cato to come back. Yeah, I'm going to give Cato a call and invite him and Tom over for a barbecue. I will, Don. Take care of yourself. But like I said, watch. Now, again, I'm tapping on and again, these are padded. So these are bubble wrapped. Jesus Christ, do you guys just stand still? So those are bubble wrapped envelopes. My yelling could not have turned them on, no. No. The event is to buy tickets to go to the event. I can't stream it because how am I going to stream it if I have people here and I'm talking to you when they're walking around ghost investigating? It's kind of anti-climactic for me to be doing a live thing. It's like having an investigation and having somebody broadcast live from the investigation. Well, here we are at the investigation at the Oman house, and we're walking around, and let me interview you. Sir, what do you think? Oh, you're a ghost. You can't speak. All right, I'm sorry. Let's ask me this part of the living crowd. That just doesn't, it defeats the whole purpose of the ghost hunt. You're intruding upon these people who are paying to come here to go ghost hunting here, to be in this environment. How am I going to share with you guys that experience if they're in the middle of their ghost hunt? Does that make sense? Does that make sense now? It's kind of like I can't divide my attention between you guys and them and make everybody happy. It's not going to work. Thanks, Evie. Take care. Well, Foggy, if you decide to come out here, I'm sure, we can set up an event or something around that. You give me the advance notice, I can see what I can do and put together something. No, of course, Ren, but I'm just saying, hey, Martin, I just wanted that to be clear. It's like if I did a live, it would be impossible because then it's just kind of hard to do when people are here and I'm talking. It's like this thing, shh, shh. And it won't be the ghost saying that. That'll be the people investigating the house saying, shut up, David, we're investigating. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. That's all. I'm not trying to be a hard ass about it. It's just like I thought about it. It's like it'd be different if we were doing an investigation that was specifically for an event that was not, again, an event that was specifically for the viewing public, and we would be charging like $5 a ticket. That would be different because that would be first person me walking through the house with, having the investigation going on with a group of investigators here. And then I would pop into the room and say, okay, and they would know, but they would be part of the team that would be investigating the house here. And you would be basically going along for the ride. There wouldn't be any people here outside of the people that the investigators. So it'd just be that. So it'd be a skeleton crew. So it'd be cut to the bone, and it would just be maybe 5 of us, and we would go through the house, and we would bring you all along for the investigation. That would be different. Then I could say, sure, then I could do it, and then it's like I'm not worried about somebody paying $100 and telling me to shut the hell up while they're investigating the house. What did you guys say? I just wish I could be there. No, I understand, Weeze, but look, I will look into doing something like what I just said, but it'll be a ticketed event. It'll be like probably $5 a person or something, and it'll be like several hours long, and we'll go through the house and do the investigation like that. And you'll get an access code, and it'll be limited to those people, and that type of thing, because then it makes sense. Then it's like, get 1,000 people or so that want to watch that. Sure, we'd do something like that. But I think then it would be like, that would be interesting, because as you've seen from the lives that I've done, and that's just me in the house alone, when you bring more people in and you're doing an investigation and they've got all the bells and the whistles and all the equipment, it becomes a much more visually entertaining investigation for the audience. And again, it's not intruding upon the people that are here that are actually doing the investigation. I think that's a great idea. As a matter of fact, the more I think about it, it's like, that could be really fun and get some real, again, we could then, of course, incorporate all the cameras in the house, and you could see the different videos from the cameras in the setup. We'd have that. So, that would be something to think about. In any event, I'm going to get out of here. I've been on for how long now? An hour and a half exactly. So you guys have a good night. Again, come out on the 21st of June from 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. theomanhouse.com, not code, theomanhouse.com to get your tickets for the ghost hunt. That's the in-person investigation of the Oman House. And that's on June 21st, the summer solstice. Everybody have a good night. Wait, one last thing. Like, me, I got to plug away because it's time to close the night. Again, get your copy of Ghosts of Cielo Drive at ghostsofcielodrive.com. And of course, we'll close out with all the links. You can see the movie House at the End of the Drive. You can rent it for 3 days for $3.99 at houseattheendofthedrive.com. Of course, subscribe to my channel. Tell your friends about my channel. I got a hungry pussy that's got to be fed and a doggy that's got to be fed as well. So with that said, signing off from the Oman House. Everybody have a very good night. And again, keep it spooky.